Once you change yourself, once you change how you behave and the standards you are setting and truly stay to your word, don't just ramble on, oh yeah, I'm so confident, I love myself, and I have all these boundaries and standards, but you keep getting treated like shit. Yeah, no, you're not fooling anyone. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Veda Mindset Podcast. And today's episode is gonna give you a real wake-up call. So if you are not ready to get out of your victim mindset, do not watch this video. I'm gonna talk to you about why your love life probably fucking sucks right now and how to make it suck less. All of these things I wish I knew when I was younger. It would have saved me a lot more pain. If you are easily offended, if you are very sensitive, do not watch this video because it's probably gonna get you triggered. So for those of you who are actually out of your victim mindset, hi, this one is for you guys. The first thing I'm gonna say is you attract who you are, not what you want. What does that mean? It means that if you want a partner that is ambitious, that is not toxic, that knows how to handle conflict, that is confident, treats you right, and is secure in themselves, then you need to be all of those things first. I think a lot of people expect that one day they're just gonna meet the person of their dreams, they're just gonna get into this amazing relationship, and that could not be further from the truth. The partnerships that you attract are based upon how you are as a person. So if you are continuously being mistreated, if you are continuously finding yourself in toxic relationships, or you are continuously finding yourself where maybe people are ghosting you, people aren't treating you correctly, you need to take a look within yourself. The last time I said that you attract who you are and not what you want, I had somebody get mad at me because they were telling me, oh, so what does that mean for victims who were abused? Are you saying they attract that abuse from their partner? Do not get this twisted. I'm not telling you that it's your fault that you were abused. I myself have been in really bad toxic relationships where I felt really mentally and emotionally abused to the point where I had my family telling me, what is it gonna take for you to leave? Is he gonna have to put you in the hospital for you to leave? So do not get this mixed up with me blaming victims. What I'm saying is, you have the full control and the full power to attract better partners. That constantly dating toxic people and being mistreated does not have to be your future, but it starts with you and you changing. If you do not change yourself, you will continuously find yourself with partners who are showing you how many boundaries you lack, who are showing you how insecure you are, who are showing you how much they can breadcrumb you. So although the other person is the one doing the mistreatment, it is solely up to you to be able to remove yourself from these toxic cycles and change your reality to the point where you are only attracting favorable relationships. So if you are extremely insecure, if you don't have a good sense of self, if you don't have ambition, if you don't have your shit together, how do you think somebody who has all of those things is gonna feel about you? Those people are gonna look right past you. They're not gonna wanna date you. And that's why you are left with dating people who are literally mirrors of you. You are left dating people who are toxic, who aren't ambitious, who feel okay with mistreating you because you mistreat yourself. One time I had this girl tell me that she hasn't seen one guy that's not a cheater, that all men are garbage, all men are trash, and that I'm wrong for saying that there is an abundance of good men out there. And my answer to that is, where are you going every weekend? So where you're seeing these groups of men, where you're seeing that there is no good guys, what do you do with your time? Because if you are partying every single weekend and that is where you look to for finding relationships, of course you're gonna have that narrative. Those amazing guys that would treat you with respect, who are on their shit, who are confident in themselves, I am sure they are not spending their time at the clubs every weekend like you are. So of course you're not gonna see the amazing men, because where are you surrounding yourself? What do you do with your time? Where are you going on your free time? Who are you talking to? Who are you as a person? Do you have your life together? Are you just a wreck? Are you a mess? Is all you do party? Because of course you're gonna think very poorly of men. You're gonna think that there's no good men out there if that's your personality and that's your life. Because all you're gonna do is be met with people who are exactly like you. And that's the fucking truth. You attract who you are and not what you want. You want a partner that has this, and this, and this. You better have your life straight and exactly like all those things you're asking for. I genuinely do not understand people's logic sometimes, because all people want to do is focus on the exterior. They want to focus on every single person outside of them, saying they suck, they're a liar, they're a cheater, everybody treats me bad, oh, they played me. But look at yourself. I want to challenge you to look at yourself. What are your standards in your partners? What boundaries do you have set? How do you view yourself? How do you carry yourself? Because all of these factors is what is contingent upon who you attract into your life. And then you might be like, no, like it is them. Like I'm great. Like it's always the other person that's either ghosting me or they're treating me bad. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Because guess what? I used to be you. I used to be in that same place. I myself have been with really shitty people. I have been in really toxic relationships. I have been ghosted. I have been played. I have been in your exact shoes. Today, my reality is the exact opposite. I do not even have garbage men like that around me. My life only consists of an abundant amount of really good men. Why is that? Because I changed myself. The only way you're going to have a solid love life where you are attracting good people who are treating you with love and respect is if you treat yourself with love and respect, if you are secure in yourself, if you are on your shit, if you have standards and boundaries, if you know yourself to your core. Otherwise, you will keep finding yourself in relationships that are fucking shit, like toxic as fuck, or very mediocre relationships. I will say one thing. I feel like mediocre relationships are my worst fear, because it's like, it's not horrible where you feel like you have to leave, but it's not amazing. How do you find yourself in mediocre relationships? By not having a solid sense of self. That is the number one way to find yourself in mediocre relationships, where you know deep down that you're settling. Usually people who don't have a good sense of self are the types of people who have been in relationships repetitively, so they don't give themselves some time alone, and they've never really gotten the time to truly know who they are, know their interests, develop solid morals and values and boundaries and standards. Because if you don't know who you are, what kind of morals and values do you have? You probably have none. What solid boundaries and standards do you even have? You don't even fucking know yourself. How can you have standards and boundaries for somebody else? The people who do not know themselves, who do not have a good sense of self, find themselves dating literally anybody that gives them the time of day, anybody that gives them attention. They find themselves dating anybody who's nice and cute and is a good kisser or gives them good sex. That's what these people do. Because if you do not know yourself and you don't have solid morals and values, you aren't really looking for anything particular in someone. You're not looking for someone to have any similarities to you, because you are bland. You don't even know yourself. You don't have any solid interests or any true aspirations, because you've never even had time alone. Because somebody who truly knows themselves and is confident and ambitious and has morals and values will never look at someone like you. They genuinely won't. They're looking at the people who do know themselves, who do have strong morals and values, who have standards and who have boundaries. I'm saying all of these things with love. And I'm saying these things because I've been in your shoes. I used to be you. So I have all the room to say all this. You can't just be dating people because they were cute and nice and gave you good sex and then wonder why your relationship actually sucks or it's mediocre as shit. You need to develop true standards and boundaries. What do you want from a person? What type of person would you like to be in partnership with? What things do you expect from this partner? Is it emotional intelligence? Is it knowing how to handle conflict? Is it having ambition? You need to get a solid idea of what you want from a partner. What behaviors will you not accept? Because now when you're dating people, You're gonna meet these people and they might do something that is not cool or that you think is immature. Are you gonna keep dating them, or are you gonna set boundaries? What boundaries and what non-negotiables do you have? These things are what's gonna keep you in alignment with people that you actually see yourself with. Otherwise, you're gonna be dating just anybody, and again, you're gonna find yourself in toxic, mediocre relationships. This leads me into another category where I see people have struggles with. It's the people who are in relationships. And these people were super confident when they were single, but now that they're in a relationship, they're a fucking wreck. And they're super insecure. And they're acting out and they're getting triggered. The reason why you are so confident when you're single is because you have no one there to trigger you, to pull out the shadow parts of yourself. All you're doing is living your own life, and you're like, oh, this is great. My ex was the problem, it wasn't me. And then you find yourself in another relationship where it's garbage again, and then you keep blaming the people that you're dating when it's really been you. It's just when you're single, you can't tell what issues you have. You can't tell what things you need to work on because you're on your own. There's nobody there that you need to show up for and do better for. So when you're in a relationship, you're getting triggered all the time because this person here is holding you accountable, is telling you what they see is wrong in your behaviors. They are testing you, they are triggering you because this person is meant to bring out the things about you that you need to fix and you need to work on. And I had somebody tell me, oh, that's not true. If you are with the right person should never make you feel insecure. They should never make you feel upset. And I'm sorry, if you have that mentality, you are going to be so fucking disappointed. This is simply not true. You could be with the most amazing partner, and if you are insecure inside, if you have severe self-esteem issues, you will sabotage it every fucking time. Getting triggered in your relationship, having disagreements in your relationship is a very normal thing. But a lot of people think, oh, we're fighting about this, we're fighting about that. This person's just not the one. So let me date somebody else, or let me break up with this person so I can be single again. And then you're single, you feel good about yourself, you feel confident, you're not upset, and you're like, yep, the other person was definitely the problem. And then you get into another relationship, and then you see that you guys are also having similar problems or similar issues, or a different set of issues. This is because relationships are supposed to trigger you. They are literally a gateway for you to work on yourself. The growth doesn't stop once you get into a relationship. That's when a lot of the growth just begins, because there's only so much work you can do on yourself when you're single, when nobody's triggering you, when no one's holding you accountable. When you get into a relationship, two different people come in with their own traumas and their own baggage. So now both of you guys have your own separate triggers and your own separate fears and insecurities. So both of you guys need to work together to help each other heal. The issue comes when you are with someone who is literally asleep, who doesn't have any understanding that their traumas are affecting their thoughts and their behaviors. So now you're dealing with this baby who is just projecting their insecurities onto you constantly, and you're trying to always reassure them, and you're trying to always appease them, and you're trying to always apologize, and now they're the ones in control, and now you're feeling really depressed. That is when the relationship becomes unhealthy. If one person is willing to be mature and handle conflict like an adult, and the other person is constantly reacting, always talking from their traumas, always talking from their insecurities, and doesn't understand that they are operating from certain negative belief systems and certain poor communication skills and insecurities. If you are with someone who is behaving like that, and you are on the other end where you're the one who is trying to work on yourself, you're the one that's more secure, you're the one that can see through the trauma, it is up to you to tell your partner, hey, I want this to work, I want to better our relationship, I want to better ourselves, but I can't do the work for you. You have to pick up your own weight. You can't carry your partner into bettering themselves. You simply can't. There's only so much you can do when your partner is literally asleep and behaving from their trauma and their insecurities constantly, because now that's going to turn into a toxic relationship. And this goes back to your standards and boundaries and who you are picking as your partners. Because if you're saying you're all confident and you're saying you're secure and you know what it means to love yourself, but you're dating people who are treating you like shit, I don't really believe you when you say that you're confident and you love yourself, because that wouldn't be happening. People who are secure in themselves, people who have standards and boundaries, people who choose their partners carefully will not stay and linger a relationship that is toxic or they are blatantly getting mistreated. That's why I say loving yourself has nothing to do with thinking that you're confident or that you're pretty. That is the most superficial way of viewing what it means to love yourself. Loving yourself is having boundaries and standards and speaking your truth and standing up for yourself and leaving when you can see that this relationship is not benefiting you anymore. Because if you are constantly going back to these toxic people or these toxic relationships where you are getting mistreated, you don't fully believe what you're telling people. If you're telling people that you love yourself, you don't fully believe yourself. Because if you did, you would not be lingering these toxic relationships. And like they always say, what you're not changing, you are choosing. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow. I want you to get to a point where you know yourself so deeply, where you have strong boundaries and morals, you have strong values, you have a good idea of what you want from a partner and what type of things you expect from them. Do you want someone with emotional intelligence? Do you want someone who knows how to handle conflict with you instead of going batshit crazy and just yelling at you? Do you want someone who trusts you and doesn't question if you're cheating on them all the time? Do you want someone who is ambitious and is on their shit and is confident? Then you need to make sure that you are all of these things that you're asking for, and not only that, but you are carefully choosing who you are dating. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, like, I didn't see the signs. Like, it just ended up being this way, and like, I didn't know that they were actually like this. That is not true. You see the signs. Either you chose to ignore them, or you are not educated on this topic to know what signs you should be looking out for. You need to get to know yourself. You need to get out of this victim mindset and realize that you are the only person that you need to change. So wrapping this up, in order to attract a good love life, you need to understand that until you become everything you are looking for, you will keep attracting the same toxic cycles. Until you develop strong morals, values, and standards and boundaries, you will keep letting people mistreat you. But it all comes down to you. Stop blaming the world, stop blaming the people, and realize once you change yourself, once you change how you behave and the standards you are setting and truly stay to your word, don't just ramble on, oh yeah, I'm so confident, I love myself, and I have all these boundaries and standards, but you keep getting treated like shit. Yeah, no, you're not fooling anyone. Stop doing all the talking and start actually acting. Start carrying yourself like all these things that you're saying. Start upholding your boundaries. Start choosing people carefully. Stop choosing people just because they call you pretty and are a good kisser. If you are choosing people because of that, you are coming from lack and desperation. And when you are coming from lack and desperation, you will never attract good partners. Realize that it's a privilege to be loved by you. Realize having you as a partner is a privilege. Get out of this desperate energy. Get out of letting people breadcrumb you. Know yourself so deeply. Understand what you want. Actually heal your traumas so you can become everything you're looking for. Because like I said, if you have this list of characteristics you want in someone and you're none of those things, that person will look right past you. When it comes down to it, I want you to realize that you are in full control. Your love life is not where you want it to be because of you. Until you get your act straight, until you heal your traumas, until you start carrying yourself in a secure manner, you will only keep attracting garbage relationships and losers, I swear. But the good thing is it can change as soon as you change. Get out of your victim mentality. Get out of this poor me. As soon as you change, the trajectory of your love life will change. You will continuously start attracting people who do treat you with respect and who do treat you with love and who are healed and can carry a healthy relationship with you. I'm gonna end this here because I feel like there's so many more things I want to cover and I don't want to make this too long for you guys. If you guys have more things you want me to touch on, please comment. Please go ahead and DM me on my socials. I will leave them in the description. Thank you guys so much for listening to this, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.